Good morning, class 5. In this new academic session, 2021-22, it is our first English language class. And you know, there are two books for English language. One is book Wind Chime, which is course book 6. And the other is Wind Chimes, workbook 6. Hope you all got your books. Today, we will start our course book. It is chapter 1, A New House. Okay? So, before we start the story, let us know some facts. You know what is architecture. This no the architecture. You know that it is the art of designing or constructing buildings. हिंदी में बोलते हैं स्थापत्य और वास्तुकला. You know, in English literature, architecture forms a vital part of many stories. Some memorable examples are, here you can see the pictures too. Scary Castle of Dracula, the Strawberry Pink Villa, here it is Marlinspike Hall, the country residence of Captain Haddock from Tintin Comics. And of course 221B, Baker Street, house of famous detective characters Sherlock Holmes, etc. Now we come to the story. Okay. A New House, the story, is by Neil Gaiman, an English writer famous for important fantasy books. So, some of examples are Stardust, American Gods, Caroline, etc. And here the story New House is taken from Caroline, a fantasy novel. Actually, Caroline is a young girl who loves to explore things. Actually, वो लड़की Caroline कुछ ना कुछ ढूंढते रहते हैं. So, let's start the story. That was how she spent her first 2 weeks in the house, exploring the garden and the grounds. Her mother, is Coraline, the main character of the story. Her mother made her come back inside for dinner and for lunch. And Coraline had to make sure she dressed up warm before she went out, for it was very cold summer that year. But go out she did, exploring every day until the day it rained, when Coraline had to stay inside. उस दिन बहुत बारिश हो रही थी, इसलिए उसको अंदर रहना पड़ा. What should I do? Asked Coraline. Read a book, said her mother. Watch a video. Play with your toys. Go and pester. Pester मतलब here to annoy or tease frequently. मतलब तंग या परेशान करना ऐसे. Miss go and pester Miss Spink or Miss Forcible or the crazy old man upstairs. No, said Coraline. I don't want to do those things. I want to explore. वो कुछ ढूंढता ही रहना चाहता है. I don't really mind what you do, said Coraline's mother, as long as you don't make a mess. मतलब कुछ गड़बड़ मत करो, ऐसा कुछ करो, उसकी mother ने बोली. Coraline went over to the window and watched the rain come down. It wasn't the kind of rain you could go out in. It was the other kind. The kind that threw itself down from the sky and splashed where it landed. It was rain that meant business, and currently its business was turning the garden into a muddy, wet soup. Actually, उस दिन ऐसे बारिश हो रहा था जैसे कि वो बारिश जैसे आसमान से कूद रहा था, ऐसे बहुत जोर से भारी बारिश हो रहा था. वो गार्डन को एक muddy, wet soup like बना दिया. Coraline had watched all the videos. She was bored with her toys and she'd read all her books. सब कुछ वो कर लिया, बोर हो गया. She turned on the television. She went from channel to channel, but there was nothing on but men in suits talking about the stock market and talk shows. Stock market मतलब the business of buying and selling companies or portions of them. So it was a boring discussion actually. Eventually, she found something to watch. It was the last half of a natural history program about something called protective coloration. Actually, protective coloration मतलब changing color to mix with surroundings to protect from predators. बड़े जानवर से बचने के लिए छोटे animals camouflage करते हैं ना ये. She watched animals, birds, and insects which disguised themselves as leaves or twigs or other animals to escape from things that could hurt them. She enjoyed it very much, but it ended too soon and was followed by a program about a cake factory. Now it is time to talk to her father. Caroline's father was home. Both of her parents worked doing things on computers, which meant that they were home a lot of the time. Each of them had their own study. उसके माँ बाप पिता और माता ने दोनों घर से काम करते हैं, वर्क फ्रॉम होम, तो इसलिए वो अपने काम से बहुत बिजी रहता है. Hello, Coraline, he said when she came in. Without turning round. उसके पिता ने ऐसे उसको हेलो बोला. Said Coraline. It's raining. Yup, said her father. It's bucketing down. No, said Coraline. It's just raining. Can I go outside? तो उसके फादर ने बोले बहुत भारी बारिश हो रहा है. वो बोली नहीं, ये just raining. Can I go outside? What does your mother say? उसके पिता ने पूछा. She says you are not going out in weather like that. Coraline Jones? Then no. But I want to carry on exploring. Then explore the flat, suggested her father. Look, here's a piece of paper and a pen. Count all the doors and windows. List everything blue. Mount an expedition to discover the hot water tank and leave me alone to work. उसके पिता ने ऐसे बोले कि कुछ एक्सप्लोर करो फ्लैट के अंदर ही. Can I go into the drawing room? The drawing room was where the Joneses kept the expensive and uncomfortable furniture Coraline's grandmother had left them when she died. Coraline wasn't allowed in there. Nobody went in there. It was only for the best. Actually, वो ड्राइंग रूम में कुछ ऐसे कुछ खास ही चीज़ था का खास फर्नीचर था, इसलिए वो उसमें ऐसे ज़्यादातर नहीं जाते. If you don't make a mess and you don't touch anything, उसकी ऐसे बोले, उसके फादर ने बोले don't make a mess, कुछ गड़बड़ मत करो, don't touch anything. Coraline considered this carefully. Then she took the paper and pen and went off to explore the inside of the flat. She discovered the hot water tank firstly. It was in a cupboard in the kitchen. Water tank was a cupboard in the kitchen. She counted everything blue, but number was 153. She counted the windows 21. She counted the doors 14. Of the doors that she found, 13 opened and closed. The big carved brown wooden door at the far corner of the drawing room was locked. एक ऐसे दरवाजा वो ढूंढ ली जो ड्राइंग रूम के एकदम फार कॉर्नर में है और वो वुडन ब्राउन जो डोर है वो लॉक था. She said to her mother, "Where does the door go?" "Nowhere, dear. It has to go somewhere." He was very inquisitive. She was very inquisitive. So वो तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन तो कर ही रही थी. Her mother shook her head. "Look," she told Coraline. She reached up and took a string of keys from the top of the kitchen door frame. वो जो चाबी का गुच्छा था वो निकाल ली. She sorted through them carefully and selected the oldest, biggest, blackest, rustiest. सबसे जो मैला था, सबसे rustiest जो की था, वो ढूंढ ली. They went into the drawing room. She unlocked the door with the key. वो दरवाजा खोल ली की से, चाबी से. The door swung open. दरवाजा पूरा ओपन कर ली. Her mother was right. The door didn't go anywhere. It opened onto a brick wall. डोर के उस तरफ एक ऐसा बस एक दीवार था, brick wall था. When this place was just one house, said Coraline's mother, the door went somewhere. When they turned the house into flats, they simply bricked it up. उसकी मदर ने ऐसे बोली कि वो जब वो एक ही घर था तो इसीलिए एक ही हाउस था, तब वो डोर किसी ना किसी रूम पे ओपन होता था. बट वो जो फ्लैट सिस्टम हो जाने के बाद वो उसमें उस तरफ एक ब्रिक वॉल उस लोगों ने ऐसे कर ली. तो ये था स्टोरी अब तक. और I'll tell you the remaining part of the story in our next class. So I read the story and in our next class I'll tell you the other part of the story. So till then, bye.